Welcome back to FOF Esports. After a hype Game 1 giving SEAL Team Chris their first win of the season, we're hopping right into Game 2 of the night. On the blue side, we have In the Trees, and on the red side, we have Terracotta Gaming. Both of these teams sitting pretty at 6-2, and we have ourselves a tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to get into this one, going as we head into Champion Select. Once again, my name is Whirler, and casting alongside me, we have Beanjar.
Hello. Yeah, so as far as this game goes, okay, what I remember about INT, Penny Hammer Spike, best bot lane, it is the best bot lane, no need to argue with that. And then Bo Explode, he's got like 2 champions that no one ever bans, one of them mainly being Sejuani, and it upsets me just a little bit. Oh,
and there it is.
Wow. Okay.
Perfectly said. There it is.
Hurt me. Why do you hurt me like this?
Bo Explode getting the comfort pick into the Amumu. This, I'm not sure if you're aware, is one of the flex picks of flex picks, usually motioned towards support. Amumu support has gained a lot of popularity, especially here in FOF.
Yeah, I do like the Trundle, but honestly, I swear, most of the time you just to ban out the Sejuani. Bo just knows how to play against it, and even if you have a counter, unless you main that, probably not going to get you.
Definitely so. Amumu here has been seen quite a lot here on FOF, and it has done beautiful things on screen, on broadcast, in front of everybody. I'm excited to see more of that, as this new support pick has been taking FOF's Rift by storm. Not countered by, but complemented by an enemy rel. What do you think about this matchup real quick, thinking of these two champions?
So far, INT and the Trees are doing amazing, because you see the pick there on the pick one, you know, something that, I swear, if you're an enemy team that will fight INT in the future, ban the Sejuani. It's like, it never gets banned, and it always does amazing. Just ban the Sejuani, please. And then secondly, once they picked Amumu, that's engage, rel, counter, engage. It's doing this.
Definitely so, and to add more onto that, they're going to round that first half of the draft out with a Camille. That is an interesting composition they're drafting so far. Decently beefy, too, with 2 of those champions being tanks and Camille being a bruiser herself. Honestly, looking pretty good if that's going in Broccoli's hands, which is their top laner. Broccoli and Evolved Noob are definitely, not known for, but they definitely very often swap lanes. So it is a toss-up of who that will go to, but Set will be complementing that Camille up in the top lane.
Yeah, definitely early game fighting. Camille does crazy amounts of damage to the game with all that true damage that she can output. So I'm hoping for a little bit more slower playing in the Trees, even though Bo is definitely placed out. Again, alternate between early game Sejuani somehow and late game Sejuani, and it tends to work. So far, I think the Set and the Trundle themselves being duelists will be good to push back against INT's composition so far.
Definitely so, and something about Terracotta Gaming is with the addition of Antunes onto the support role, that means Oriri is taking up the jungle position. Oriri, known for support here on FOF earlier in the season, has been having some performances here in the jungle, so I'm excited to see Oriri on this Trundle, assuming that's where the Trundle is going.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yeah, Trundle, I guess it could be in this episode, some other different lane jungler. But as far as this game goes, I'm expecting Kenny Hammerspike picks up a Vayne, support picks up, or from Jeff, he picks up something akin to an Enchanter. Oh, they actually take away the Vayne, which is a good move on this game, because you already ban out the Hogma, and the... Oh my god, I'm blanking on her name. It starts with an S. Samira. Yeah.
That would be Samira. And Kenny Hammer Spike, I've seen him pilot the Vayne quite often here. So taking that away, seeing if Iron Tower can pilot it himself. I'm excited to see how that one's going to go.
5-6. Oh.
Oh, Kenny Hammer Spike is not happy about it. Oh boy.
Where's your AP damage?
He takes the Vayne away, you get a Draven. I think the AP damage is coming in this mid lane, and only this mid lane, which means there could possibly be a very strong AP carry here in this mid lane, and that's piloted very well by Evolved Noob. I've seen him on a lot of different mages do extreme amounts of work.
Throw out a pit. See.
It's not out of the question yet if Brock Lee can get his rise. It is not out of the question. So that is definitely... Ooh, I like this. If that's what they lock in here.
Oh.
Azir to round out in the trees
that is
comp.
Crazy countering. The Draven is going to be very safe, I'd say, for most to the entire game. And unless something with the set, I don't know how they're going to get through this. They have massive walls, 3 tanks on 3 frontline for Terracotta Gaming, and essentially 3 frontline in T, but the Azir still has his own field, Draven has his own field with the E. It's going to be really difficult to get to the backlane.
And with the mix of damage here on In the Trees, there is only one AP carry. And as much as I've played Azir, he does not mind a tank. This champion can shred down a tank pretty quickly. So with the amount of safety that both Azir and Draven have on the side of INT, it gives so much insurance for Azir and mostly Draven to get a lot of damage out in these team fights. And if Draven is able to shine, it's already over from there. But you have that backup carry in Azir to round that one out. And I genuinely feel like just because of that, if INT play this the way they should, in terms of having mid and late game team fights, INT is going to take this game very easily. What do you think, Beanjar?
I am a big fan of the INT, but after having all of his ADCs banned out, I'm going to give it to Terracotta Gaming. I root for... I don't want to say the underdog, because they're both 6-2, but I'm going to go Terracotta Gaming just to be a contrarian at this point.
And once again, it is a tiebreaker, so one of these teams is going to come out 7-2, and the other is going to come out a little bit upset as we get into this game. Game number 2 of the night. It is INT versus TG. Up in the top lane, you got Brock Lee versus Shielded Valor. You got Bo Explode versus Oriri. You got Evolved Noob versus Tien. You got Kenny Hammer Spike and Jeff against Iron Tower and Antunes. We got ourselves quite a game, ladies and gentlemen. Is that correct? That has to be a spectator bug. This is not a spectator bug, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 members of each team refusing to buy items. What a statement.
Who realizes first?
Who realizes first? I don't know if anyone's realizing.
Let's just say that this is a metaphor for capitalism or something.
No, that has this has to be a spectator.
Unless we highlight one over one of the
still didn't buy items.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, okay.
They have items.
I was gonna say if 3 members of both sides did not pick up an item on spawn, I was going to be extremely shocked. It was a spectator bug, all in all.
He needs items, it's fine.
That's hilarious, though. We're all good. We have items. We didn't forget to buy. That's a new one indeed. Definitely so, Edgeworth. As we head into the start of the game, bot side start for Team Terracotta Gaming, and a bot side start as well for In the Trees.
I'm excited to see how Antunes and Iron Towers match with each other on such very extreme meta picks. It's gonna be very difficult. It's hard to pinpoint, but if it goes wrong, it's gonna go horribly wrong because of the nature of Vayne and Amumu. So if they can get ahead, they have the game.
Definitely so. Not too bad of a start for either side. Both the junglers clearing towards the top side, and a good trade from Evolved Noob onto Tien, getting some damage out with the Azir. Tien's going to be in for a loop in this lane, being a melee champion into his ear. He's not going to like what's happening to him. And Kenny Hammerspike is about to hit level 2. Let's see if they will start to engage on that as Shielded Valor getting some damage on the Brock Lee. And that is a good trade as well, getting the true damage part of the Haymaker.
Yeah, Shielded Valor has always been good with dueling and just knowing where his champion stands. I am more worried about Evolve Nuva Tien, so while one has the range match in an all-out, all-in situation, Tien might have the upper hand with 2 gap closers against the range champion, so it's a little... If the long game is for Evolve Noob, Tien might have some outplay potential.
Definitely outplay potential, especially within a Silas. Kingslayer is always an ability that should not be looked over, especially in duels. This champion is quite known for the amount of power he has with that heal. Shielded Valor going to get hookshotted on by Brock Lee with the support of Oriri up in the top lane and Bow Explode to the side. This is a 2v2 at level 3, and it's going to start with the pillar onto Brock Lee, or as he is going to get the true damage part onto Oriri. It's not even close. This is going to be a 2-kill fight as Shielded Valor just barely takes Brock Lee low with the Haymaker. Double kill for Brock Lee to start.
That is what happens when you don't ban Sichuan.
Bow Explode on the comfort pick, making them regret it, as Tien is regretting picking a melee champion at the current moment.
He'll regret it for now, but later into the game, he's going to be able to... Like, I assume that now he's going to... This seems a good plan for what it is. Oh, actually, I doubt that anything is going to happen. He can jump over the wall, too.
After taking the death in the top lane, Oriri has found himself a horse, and this horse is going to have to jump over the wall. Bandage Toss going to go wide just ever so slightly. So that is going to be Jeff getting out alive on that one. But a free crab for Oriri, and that's going to be very even on the crabs in the jungle. However, not so even in terms of the kills. Sejuani picking up 2 up in the top lane and 2. Ooh, these Bandage Tosses are spicy.
Yeah, the Bandage Tosses are doing good. Antunes has always been great with hooks, just generally playing those kinds of champions in general. So it's nice to see that this skill translates over to this new meta of Moo jungle. Overall, I'm seeing Fords, at least for jungler, and you're going to have a lot of pull carrying for Sejuani from third late game. But Oriri actually should be going for more earlier time, which they have been doing. They just need to keep on doing it and find better instances where Sejuani isn't.
And with that double kill, Brock Lee has opted to not TP. So Brock Lee is indeed down a level on Shielded Valor, but is still trading quite well despite being an item down. Is taking the harsher side of these trades.
I think that's mostly due to how the wave is at this point. So once that gets cleared out, that's which is mainly the reason. Yeah, there it is.
He doesn't seem to mind too well at all, though, taking these trades very quickly here in this top lane.
I think it's because of how he wants the wave side. Because if Brock Lee is definitely stronger at this point, item component completed, he wants to be pushed in, so he can put Shielded Valor in an uncomfortable spot so where Sejuani can repeat gank him like he is doing now. I think it's a good reflection of how well they are. Like, yeah, they're doing exactly this.
Good hook shot onto Shielded Valor to keep Shielded Valor there. Bow Explode up in the top lane, gonna take a Haymaker, but it's not gonna matter. The Q2 from Brock Lee is gonna put Brock Lee on a killing spree.
Yep, great lane management, good jungling, good teamwork overall. I think it's rewarding them very well. Bow might stay towards, might even forgo dragons entirely at this point and just pull up this lead until Camille can effectively do more, affect the map more than he can.
Definitely so. 3-0 so far for In the Trees, and they are in the clear for this one, being up 1,500 gold so far. Bow Explode jumping onto Tien, and the Shurima Shuffle is going to be enough to get Tien out of this. He's going to flash over the wall. Is he going to be able to go down? Flash from Bow Explode with the W is going to slow him down. Q's coming up in a couple seconds, but he's not going to chase that one out. Tien is going to be able to get out alive with the expense of a flash trade. The ultimate steal from Tien was definitely enough to keep him alive out of that one, flashing over the wall and getting out alive. Very good for him to not give over a kill just yet. And he's TPing back into the mid lane already. They're looking to potentially take this to the river if TN is able to get an angle on here. Crab is going to go over.
River battle might be really important for the enemy, or for Antunes and Iron so far, because they're on the brisk. They have enough items to like push for maybe a kill, but you have to execute it really well with your teammates at this point, and then that's when you get stealing.
Definitely so. More trading coming on in this top lane. The CS is kind of even, going over a little bit to Shielded Valor. The 3-0 from Camille is going to put Camille in a very comfortable spot as TN gets the pushed onto Evolve Noob. Evolve Noob, no TP to match any pressure TN puts on this map. Trying to go over to the top lane, but decides against it and pushes up the second wave coming up in the mid lane.
Yeah, I say that Broccoli might even, in these next few fights, have enough kill pressure on to Shield Valor, but it is pretty tricky to see with the offer on him. Oh, and Antunes getting rough.
And a good fight here up in this top lane. Kenny Hammerspike gonna get a free kill on an Antunes to turn this one around, making it 4-0 for him as well. Kenny Hammerspike not tripping at all on this pick right here. He knows the Draven and he's ready to see the show. We got a League of Draven in this one. Primetime Draven at that. They're going to get themselves an Ocean Drake off of that kill, pushing Oriri and Iron Tower away from it, and they're going to pick it up for free. And this is going to be either Cloud, or this is going to be either Infernal or Mountain Soul this game. And we got a Rel in the mid lane, surrounded by 3. Antunes not missing a beat, following up to the mid lane, gonna, pressure them off. Good pressure from Antunes to drive them away from the mid lane.
Okay, do you have money on Mountain Drake or Infernal?
I'm always gonna go for Infernal anytime it's a possibility. I'm
gonna go for Mountain Drake. They got like 27 tanks in this game. I think it's gonna go.
Oh, it's definitely a lot more beneficial. But who doesn't like to see some Infernal Soul action?
Tank meta.
Dude, tank meta meet Infernal meta. I'm
tank meta has always been because if you deal the same amount of base damage with being able to stay alive longer, it's always going to result in just how the numbers are set up. But anyways, wait, huh?
Go on.
Oh, no, nothing. I was going to point out towards where Draven is. Having that many adorations, which is, enough for like a second First Blood, he's going to be able to like pile on this lead as we saw in the first game, because if Vayne doesn't have their lead, they don't do too much damage as we saw in this damage first.
Definitely so. Picking up double longsword and a serrated dirk is going to be very good for Kenny Hammerspike going into this game. He has an exceptional lead, not even, or is even on CS, but that kill plus League of Draven stacks is exactly what Kenny Hammerspike needs to get himself that edge. Has a whole dirk ahead of Iron Tower right now. A whole, what is that? I think that's 10 lethality. And Bo explodes up in the top lane. Shielded Valor is not going to like what precedes this one. She gets stunned up on her tower, and Sejuani is going to be able to take this kill for themselves. Get out alive, and that's 5 kills. All of them, 100% kill participation for Bo Explode.
That is honestly just amazing. Overall, you don't need to do anything. You can play it safe here without your jungler. So what they're doing now is just repeat. They're doing the exact same thing, and I think they're only going to stop ganking top once top gets wide and they start sending some support with. Because it's at this point, it's the path of least resistance. Like, they win the 2v2. Camille has her first item completion, which lets her roam around the map and do more damage, or you can go for first tower with the hero.
And it's just snowballing from there in this top lane. Still even on CS, but a Divine Sunderer has been finished for Brock Lee. And that's exactly what Camille likes to see starting off this game. 11-minute first items coming out for the top side of the map. Sejuani picking up her first item as well. It's going to be the Sunfire Aegis. I believe that is the new name. I'm not keen on any of these new item names. I still call it Sunfire Cape 2 Bean Jar, don't worry.
It's fun. I get to drown in nostalgia.
Definitely so. I honestly find it very interesting how Sunfire Cape builds out of Aegis of Legion now.
I mean, it makes kind of sense because it just falls into, the tanky overall build that they wanted the item to go in the direction of. so I don't entirely mind it, but
It's a little strange with all the mythic and legendary items and how to spin them.
And with an extra ward put into that bot try, Kenny Hammerspike just got
Did walk
6
over a ward,
adoration
though.
stacks from taking out those wards. Ooh, up in the
Shielded
top
Rose
lane.
getting 3-man.
We got a 3-man gank up in the top lane. Shielded Valor really feeling the direst pressure right now.
What?
Flash Haymaker is going to put some damage onto Bow Explode, but Bow Explode is not going to mind at all. And the explosion from the ulti is going to result in the kill. Brock Lee going to pick that one up, but going to be traded over to the Amumu. Shutdown going for him. 600 gold in his pocket. Bow Explode's got the flash out of this one, but Tien's coming in hot. He's going to look to turn this one around. Going to steal the ulti from Rel and pick up 2 kills for himself. Good turnaround from Terracotta Gaming.
That was a great dive. Shielded Valor knew he was getting 3-man because to walk into that tri-buff, you would have had to have seen them walking through the ward you just placed down there in the river. So his reaction and calling his team over, or maybe his team reacted on his own, was okay.
Well, Rel's just trying to take some of the camps back.
Just doing his best. Doing his best.
You got to give him credit for trying.
Imagine if he got it though.
Ooh, flash from Iron Tower to get out of this one alive. He's going to have to expend the final hour and the flash in order to run away from that one. Camille up in this bot lane. He's looking to put some pressure around the map. Brock Lee is fed, and Brock Lee is looking to show it as he heads on into the enemy jungle to get some vision. And Cloud Dragon is up, and there is a possibility we can see it going down soon within the trees moving down towards it. Tien does have TP, so it is possible to contest this as Shielded Valor walks up on Azir. Azir gonna get out of that one unscathed, and that's gonna be a free Cloud Dragon for him. And it's a Mountain Drake. Bean Jar, you're 100% correct on these predictions.
I'm always right.
We got
Except for when I
tanks.
decide who wins the game.
We got tanks on tanks on tanks in this game, and I think either side would love to have themselves a Mountain Dragon, giving them some extra armor and MR for their troubles. Bow Explodes almost taking the blue buff.
Iron Tower,
that
no.
one away. And Iron Tower is just caught in the wrong neighborhood as Rel picks up a solo, or a kill for themselves. Not solo. Not even close.
Jeff is great with the memes and the backing and the fonts overall, but Iron Tower's intentions were good to try and support Riri. But at that point, even though they're in your jungle, you don't have enough support around or peel to go for kills. So it's not going to work out.
Definitely so. 7-3 right now on the kills. We have a 2,000 gold lead. Despite the amount of kills, the lead is still looking decent if you are on the side of Terracotta Gaming. Only 2k gold down despite everything. 2 dragons behind.
That's the
And
farmer's zone.
the gold is going to be swayed just a little bit as Kenny Hammerspike and Jeff are going to get some more damage here on this bot tower. Not going to take it quite yet. Going to respect the respawn timers. But as these towers go down for in the trees, this gold lead could spiral even higher.
Yeah, Tien just has amazing farm, which is what's keeping them afloat. Iron Tower had amazing farm, but at this point, because of the death, he's going to start falling back and back. Like, each death at this point will cost you around 15 CS, maybe worse.
Uh-oh, Showstopper coming out from Shielded Valor to stop Brock Lee from doing too much more. Evolved Noob gonna get his own medicine used on him as Tien uses the Azir R against him, pushing him away, but he's not minding that all too much at all. Tien gonna E forward with the Kingslayer and gonna take him down, but that's 2 kills. And Sejuani's gonna pick up both of them as mid lane pushes on his own, and Bow Explodes heading up into this top lane. Despite all the action we just saw up there, Brock Lee was able to get out of that 2v1 unscathed, and he is looking for more as he's pushing in Shielded Valor. And Oriri off to the side with Bow Explode near. We could expect to see a dive here in the coming seconds. Oriri there first.
I'm expecting that Brock Lee isn't taking the tower so they can keep on farming at an easier rate so far. As like you won't have to walk up into more dangerous areas to continue farming in the top lane. So on the side of Brock Lee, he's playing it smart and very safely, despite where he is in the game right now, which I guess makes sense. But I'd say you want to be a little bit more aggressive than they are. Oh,
Jeff with the Hex Flash over the wall to get the BM, laughing in Antunes' face and just gonna hop on over the wall again to get out safely on that one. Antunes feeling the BM after that one. This Rel really likes his BM. You know what?
He's
I'm all
having
for
it reminds me of at Azeroth Gaming. Yeah, it reminds me of that. But like the entire team is Azeroth Kingdoms do that.
Definitely so, as Brock Lee is going to take up the first tower of the game in the top lane. He's going to go against your advice, and he says he wants to keep the pressure going up on this top lane. Definitely going to be... It's going to keep Shielded Valor off the side of pressure, being as Shielded Valor will be closer to the base now, isn't going to cause too much of a threat up there. But that means Brock Lee is able to, you know, pressure around the map as he will. He was already doing that earlier, just a couple minutes ago, even with the tower still up. So I can expect some good plays from Brock Lee in the coming moments. And,
like now,
that Brock Lee ulting right on to Tien, and before Tien could ult back, he's just going to go down on that one. Riri flashing into the wall head first to try to get out of that one. But here in the bot lane, Jeff with the Magnet ultimate is going to pull 2 in. Iron Tower taken very low. Antunes going in to save him. The Ignite and healing to try to get out of that one is going to be enough for Iron Tower to live. Riri not so lucky as Bow explodes on him like glue. And Antunes is going to go down as well to the previous fight. Bow explode. He's looking for more. Going to queue forward, take some damage from the tower. Riri,
Iron Tower, help him!
So close for Bow explode, as he's going to get out of this one. Tien, he's not happy with the disrespect he's seeing from Bow explode. He's going for more, and that's going to be a shutdown for Tien, getting more gold for himself. Kenny Hammerspike, he's not in a good situation, as the Kingslayer is doing exactly what he's meant to do. 2 kills picked up for Tien, a good TP coming in to get that cleanup, and a very greedy overstay on the side of In the Trees, as the dragon, third dragon of the game, has come up, and this could spell disaster if they're able to pick this one up. However, look around, they're surrounded. They're pretty low. Jeff is not happy about this at all, and Evolved Noob's coming in with the damage. Brock Lee going to pick that one up for himself. They're turning this one around. Shielded Valor going to TP in as well. Riri running for his life as Evolved Noob has a mission. Antunes off to the side. This could be a reverse as the stun on to Evolved Noob is going to start that one off. He got a little greedy himself. He's going to go down to Iron Tower, and Jeff is going to follow suit. The turnaround into the turnaround into the turnaround.
That was a beautiful condemn from Iron Tower.
And it's back on the side of TG as we start this fight again. Bow explode once more. Brock Lee going to take down Iron Tower. He's going to try to get out of that one alive. A Shielded Valor looking for more, but he's going to go down, followed by Riri, and Antunes is running for his life. And the turnaround has turned around, has turned around, has turned around. And INT are going to pick up this Mountain Dragon.
How was the turntables?
That was a fight.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I mean, I'd say Iron Tower saved it towards the end there, and during the final turn round, during that. And really well executed condemn into Evolved and shut out their main source of damage. But once you have the Draven and Camille come back into the game, and you have that low of HP bars, you might as well just give up here.
Definitely so. If they thought they could do it, they thought they can steal over the dragon. But unfortunately, In the Trees have come here to play, and boy, are they playing in the most interesting way I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, on the downside, you lost a lot of gold. On the upside, you got a lot of your teammate just gold spread around for the Vayne. So it's going okay.
Can we look at Red Buff real quick?
Red Buff? What about Red Buff? Huh? Jeff, are you okay?
Can we just can we talk about this? I noticed it on the map and I wanted to point it out.
He is a main damage carry. Don't worry about it.
He's the main damage carry now?
He's the main damage carry. Don't worry about it.
Jeff
what
really
you're supposed to do. Don't worry about it. It's the new Korean meta.
Jeff's taking the game into his own hands, I see. He really is. Brock Lee gonna get caught out here by Tien. Tien going for more as Brock Lee's looking to fight this one back. Tien taking a half, but he's gonna be just fine as he's got the team to back this one up. Brock Lee biting off more than he can chew. He's gonna go down and give the shutdown right over to Antunes. Antunes picking up a lot of gold for himself, and Brock Lee gonna take the L on that one, giving TG
vision of Draven though.
TG gets good Baron vision from this one, and we're just about to see how much this rel can use the red buff in the bot lane, chasing out the Vayne.
Looking pretty scary. You could fight this 4v2 actually. It seems like they're going for lanes.
It is indeed. They're pushing up the mid lane, not going for too much more. They are assessing the fact that 80 carry Rel is pushed up in this bot lane, and they're looking to pressure her away from the Vayne. I don't know
need to send that mini for Rel. He's very dangerous.
Know how Jeff is pressuring Iron Tower so much. Frankly, I don't want to know, but
I think at this point, a lot of League is also a mental battle. So if you walk up as if you have your entire enemy team, you probably have your entire enemy team. In the case of Jeff, he is the entire enemy team, so it won't really matter.
Speaking of which, back to the Rel. I know I've been talking a lot about this, but we really need to assess some things about this player.
I don't know. He's perfect.
That is a blasting wand on the Rel. Yeah. I would like to point that out. So we're going to be seeing an AP item come out of this champion, and I'm excited to see exactly what.
It's the new Korean meta, man. It just makes sense. There's no point in trying to
Hex flash over the wall. Tien gonna get out of that one alive. Antunes gonna start this one up. Two-man ulti jumping on to Kenny Hammerspike. Kenny Hammerspike's not gonna mind too much as Tien goes down immediately to Kenny Hammerspike's ult. The amount of interesting things I'm seeing this game are enlightening me. However, they do pick up a free Tien. Tien does have TP, but is not up for 30 seconds, and they're gonna get right onto this Baron. In the trees are looking for any which way to really get ahead in this game. Good lord, looking at the Rel build is really throwing me off. But if they get this Baron, that seals a lot of deals for them.
Yeah, the Baron's going down pretty fast with Hammer Spike, but at where they are now, you could probably maybe we get a steal. A steal flashes.
No, there's no flash on Riri.
Oh,
no flash on a Riri. No opportunity to smite steal it. Did try.
Some. Actually, I don't even know if
the gold lead is just going to be even more in their favor as Brock Lee picks up a solo tier 2 side lane tower. That is amazing. It is looking like it is going to be. It's either going to be Everfrost or Ludens. Could be either of the two.
I don't know. Whatever he chooses, I'll just argue that it's a new meta.
Yeah.
Why not? We have a Mumu support.
We have a Mumu support. Why not?
It's having fun. I guess that ultimate was about to run out.
Yeah, the ultimate was about to run out. He died with it. He tried to short hop it over the wall. I don't think you could do that with Sedge ult, and so that's why it went a little far. If it's Everfrost Rel, I feel like it would make too much sense. I feel like Jeff is going for Ludens here. He seems like a Ludens kind of guy.
Can he go Everfrost? Yeah, no, he can.
He can go Everfrost, and Everfrost would be Everfrost would be 100% better. But that's why I think it's going to be Ludens. If you understand my thought process here.
Okay, or maybe he's just not going to build a full item. You know.
Maybe not. Maybe not. He has 3 components sitting in his inventory, so you could be right there. As the potential Soul Drake is up, these teams are looking to fight that. As Shielded Valor goes in for the showstopper, hitting 3. Shielded Valor is going to be taking some damage here, and off to the side, Evolved Noob getting a lot of damage on Shielded Valor. Brock Lee is going to go down, and Vayne's going to pick up a triple kill.
Iron Tower.
That's going to be another one going down. Iron Tower getting the Quadra, and goodness gracious, it's going to be stolen. Riri's going to take the Penta away from Iron Tower. And a beautiful team fight coming out from TG to secure themselves the first Mountain Dragon of the game. Vayne doing Vayne things here in this game is not looking to end anytime soon. Riri slapping him in the face. He's going to take that Penta. He's going to take that Dragon, and he don't care.
Yeah, it's going good. Mountain Drake needs more heal for Vayne, and that's about what you need, because just before this fight, he got his 2nd item completion, which means a lot more for his team, like fighting in the backline, just melting everyone. So it's going well so far. You can get through Foe Explode at this point in the game.
And we have our answer, as much as it pains me to say, that is an Everfrost Rel. See, it makes too much sense to have that item because it's an extra CC item, but if you're doing this to this much extent, you know what? Let's see it.
You know, I want to see him sell all of his items.
No, I
All
want
of
to
them.
see this
Get rid of all
Everfrost
of them.
Rel in action. He's going for it. He's
Would
here.
definitely do well. No?
Iron Tower is worth 600. Bow Explode now taking
Does
the
Rel
red
have
buff.
AP scalings? He might.
Kenny
he's
Hammerspike is
Ooh.
not in this game. Iron Tower getting a good condemn onto Kenny Hammerspike. Kenny Hammerspike going to be taken very low. He's going to be going down here as Jeff coming in with the Everfrost. He's got a Bow Explode off the side as well. Getting the stun onto Iron Tower. He's going to give over the shutdown to Bow Explode. And really, everyone's just getting this red buff that isn't named Draven. Honestly, you know what?
Draven doesn't need it. So. You need it on the Rel. It makes sense.
But Rel didn't get it. The other Cavalier got it.
It's the same thing.
It is the same thing.
Same thing. I see a horse. I see a person.
Yeah. You have a fair point there. They're going to trade up in the bot lane, 1-1, both 80 carries, taking the gray screen on that one. Broccoli getting a lot of push on the Shielded Valor. Baron coming up in 2 minutes, and fifth dragon of the game coming up in 3. We have a lot of airtime here.
Yeah, that was just a big flex of power from Iron Tower showing Kenny Hammerspike. I am a fan of Kenny Hammerspike, but he got, like, what, 5-6 of his ADCs banned out? It's not looking pretty for him.
I've seen him on Draven quite a few times in this tournament. And honestly, I like what I see when I see him on Draven. Not going to lie to you. No, I was not worried for him at all seeing him get banned out.
Oh, okay. He might be used to it.
He's used to it by now, yeah. I mean, we all know Kenny Hammerspike. I mean, you said it yourself. Being
Kenny Hammerspike.
Coming back
if anyone can do it, wait, what?
Kenny can. Seeing you come out of retirement, knowing Kenny Hammerspike good and well, you know exactly what this guy can do. So I don't think he minds too much that he's getting banned out. It gives Bow Explode his Sejuani.
Kenny kills in this game and nothing less.
With the amount of bans on Kenny Hammerspike, Bow Explode got his pick, and I've been seeing it shine.
You don't even need to ban Bow out. You just need to ban one champion. Just ban Sejuani. It's not that hard. It's a lot easier to invade him and put him down if he doesn't.
Take notes, Helios League. You got yourself a Sejuani main, and he is doing. I don't know. I've seen Bow Explode on other champions. I mean,
yeah, I've seen him on other champions, but his best one always is amazing. Is just the Sejuani. He knows how to play it early game. He knows how to play it late game. He knows his distance, what he can do. Like it works better than, in my opinion, all of his other champions that played against him. Like when I actually feel the difference, it's visible.
Do you really think this has that much of a difference over Bow Explode's Hecarim? I think he's the one with the Hecarim?
No, I think there's someone else. Big Brain?
Do you think that was someone else?
That might be Big Brain.
Either way, Bow Explode is showing us his main, and I'm liking it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I think it's an underrated pick.
Underrated indeed. If you don't see too many Sejuanis, I mean, she's a lot popular in the meta now. And
of course, but even when it wasn't.
Being a big old tank is exactly what you need. Unfortunately, Vayne eats those for breakfast, as demonstrated in the previous Dragon fight. Speaking of which, Baron and Dragon coming up pretty soon here. Baron already up, and it looks like TG are already off to the side, ready to start this one up. Killer coming out.
Half HP, no HP.
And just exactly what I was talking about, subjugate into Vayne damage. That Sejuani has turned into paper. Brock Lee looking for more in the middle of 5. He's not going to find a single one, and that could be Baron for TG.
You need the dragon. You can't go for Baron or else you give up soul.
That is true.
Unless they
have
Baron?
20 seconds.
Hello?
They have 20 seconds. They have a Vayne. It is more than doable. I would have to say. TG are swinging back into this game full force, and INT are throwing it like a pitcher.
Okay, so they don't need the dragon. They can just go for it. I'm surprised they back off, but they do get the vision and 10-2.
They don't have it in here. Tien does way too much damage. Jeff forced to flash out and use the W to try to get away. I believe that's good. That being said, they don't have an in to even try to get 4th dragon here. Kenny Hammerspike had to back there, and Rel got zoned out. Bow Explode just spawned. They're already on it. They're looking to get dragon number 2 of the game. This is looking pretty promising for TG.
Very promising. I'm gonna get paid in channel points tonight. Let's go.
Definitely so. The underdog of the game, not underdogs in general. They're showing us exactly why both of these teams are 6-2, and one came to play early, but this team came to play later. And honestly, the gold is dead even now. Dead even. A Baron on the side of Terracotta Gaming.
You have great setup from Antunes for all his hooks, and then it's executed well with a follow-up damage from Iron Tower and Tien. It's just It makes sense. It makes sense.
It definitely does indeed make sense. 31 minutes into this game, we're starting to see some action. Terracotta Gaming getting back into this game slowly but surely. And 80 carry is getting the red buff. Happy days indeed. Another 80 carry is getting a red buff.
No.
Happier days. I couldn't be
No.
happier. I just couldn't be happier. That's all I needed.
Thrive off of negativity. I think no ADC should ever get red buff. Just give it either the jungler steals it or the support steals it.
That being said, we're getting TP'd onto in this bot lane. Tien,
What?
he's got Vengeance for Brock Lee, and that's 1,000 true damage. Flashing out of the E from Silas is going to get Brock Lee out alive, but he is not very welcome in this bot lane. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Evolve Noob almost getting the bandage toss. Good predict coming out from Antunes, almost picking that up for himself. Brock Lee with Bow Explode. They're looking to 2v2 this, and could this one happen? Bow Explode going to get pushed out of that bush.
Oh,
and
they don't see Brock Lee. It might be a 3v2.
This could be the hook shot we need to get this fight started. Silas going to jump away, and he's going to forfeit over Shielded Valor for that. Kenny Hammerspike picking up and cashing out on those Adoration stacks.
Yeah, I even though, because of the lead that they have and the Baron buff, you lose bot, you just go top. You lose top, you go bot. And it's a path of least resistance, as I said before. In every situation, you're just going to get
Definitely so. Shielded Valor taking the L and losing the Baron on that, but it's all for naught as Terracotta Gaming take a tower in the top lane, making it 5 towers. They've pushed ahead. They are getting themselves into this game one by one. Dragon coming up in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Baron coming up at a similar time, 30 seconds later. This is a game.
Yeah, just to avoid Dragon Soul being taken. I don't know. With both teams up, you have to look for an engage on the sides. Vayne has to have a flank because he doesn't have the HP to tank through itself, which is nice because of the heal and for ultimate. So Antunes really, it's all on him to set up for now or shielding him.
Definitely so. In the mid lane, Tien getting caught out. That's a CC chain. If I've ever seen one, Brock Lee going to get his revenge after all the pressure Tien put on him. Antunes forced to flash out of that one. Bandage tossing over to the chicken to get out alive. But a good ulti from Evolve Noob is going to put 3 of them up in the air. And that's going to be a 3-kill team fight for in the trees. And they're throwing this game right back in their direction. Bring it up into the mid lane. They got the tanks to be able to take this tower. Wave coming up right behind it. This could be inhibitor as they push up this mid lane.
Yeah, they're strong, but you can't fight without Vayne. That was somewhat poor executed. I guess they engaged on Tien and they just performed as a team. So it's unfortunate, but I don't think that... Wait, could this be the end of the game? Oh,
I don't know if it could be the end. Timers are coming up. They're up in about 10 seconds. I think this is just an inhibitor.
It depends on how much they want this. Okay, they might actually... Okay, they're going to be back for both objectives. You lose the inhibitor. You get a slap on the wrist, but now you know you don't fight without Vayne. He is like all of your team. Iron Power is key.
And we are in for a loop on this one. Your heartstrings are about to be tugged depending on which team you voted for, because this is being thrown back and forth, ladies and gentlemen. We've had fights on fights go both ways multiple times, and it is a lot to handle right now with Dragon coming up in 45 seconds. It seems like In the Trees are going to get on it first. Good team fighting synergy coming out from Terracotta Gaming in the last Dragon to get themselves ahead on this one. How are they going to be able to do it here? They're in the bush. They're looking to start something. Antunes has an angle into this. 20 seconds on the Dragon spawn, and Terracotta Gaming are going to take the vision game on this one.
I don't think they could fight this. Like, I mean, I don't think they're going to take a fight because neither team wants... See, on this... neither team really needs it. But they both want the Dragon, so it's more about the objectives than the fight.
If you're Terracotta Gaming, you are looking for a clean team fight with this Vayne. However, if you're in the trees, you want to pick this one out. You want to pick out this Vayne.
You want to pick out the Dragon.
The Dragon is being started. Oriri is on it. This could be sole point for both teams. Both float off to the side. He's not going to be able to get it. He has to flash out. There's going to be no fight. They're going to call it off there and take it to the Baron pit. Both teams walking up. This is Brock Lee cutting them off to the side. Jeff getting a good ulti on the 3 is going to start this fight off. Set ulti on the bow explode. Isn't going to matter. Evolved Noob does way too much damage. TG looking to start this one off. Iron Tower gets out alive though, and we all know what happens when that goes down. Iron Tower, lots of damage from him, and they are going to turn this fight around. Terracotta Gaming getting exactly what they needed in this game. And they are going to get a perfect team fight. 3 Mountain Dragons. They're too tanky. They're going to trade in hits. And with these death timers, look to maybe end this game.
Yeah, Iron Tower played that perfectly. Instead of rolling away, he rolls into the team fight so he doesn't get selected by Kenny Hammer's spike, and it works out for him. Oh wow, this might actually just... No, this is the end of the game.
This is indeed the game. The tiebreaker is had. Terracotta Gaming take a 37-minute team fight, and they take it to the bank as Terracotta Gaming breaks the tie at 7-2, putting INT at 6-3.
Let's go, my channel points. Okay, who do you think did the most damage?
Before we click on this, I want to say that either Iron Tower or Iron Tower on the side of them have the most damage. Let's go ahead and check. And it's going to be Silas taking that one.
I'm entirely wrong.
I
know nothing about this.
The damage, we're just talking about the damage on the side of Terracotta. If you look on the other side
we're
of the map,
still entirely wrong.
I mean, most damage in the game, it was definitely going to be INT. But in terms of Terracotta Gaming, I'm shocked to see Set and Silas take the reins on that one. That looked so good for In the Trees, but unfortunately was thrown away. And Terracotta Gaming picked up on it really well. Good Vayne performance coming out from Iron Tower, taking Kenny Hammer Spike's Vayne and using it against him. Oh my lord, what a good set of games so far. Don't forget to vote for your MVP in the chat of who you think played the best in this game. Terracotta Gaming takes 7-2 going into week number 5. Stay tuned for an interview with your winners and don't go anywhere because we have a third game coming right afterwards. Don't go anywhere.
see. Little misclick there. Sorry, folks. But now we're in the interview. Hello, folks. It's Chris Edgeworth here for our second interview of the night, and I am joined by Terracotta Gaming's Iron Tower, the spurned Quadra Vayne from the victorious Terracotta Gaming. How you feeling after the win?
Good. It was a good one. It was a pretty hype game.
It was tense throughout. Certainly kept everyone guessing. A lot of channel points were exchanged in the end, so the Gamba came through. Vegas was bankrupted. I think it was like 144K came out. So shouts out to Rap Terror. Way to go, man! You really griefed it for all the TG fans. So let's talk about this game for real though. So the draft was spicy. It looked very planned out. Certainly threw down the gauntlet against Kenny Hammer. Spiked you focused numerous bans against him. You pull the Vayne away. You were exceptional on the Vayne in this game as well. Just talk to us, if you would, just what your thoughts were on this draft, how it developed. You pulled the Draven out back against you as the counter pick. So what were your thoughts when you saw this draft come out?
So the Amumu early, we played a game of it, and Antunes was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! Support Amumu, double Q, it's just game over." So in draft, we're like, we don't care what they're picking, we're just picking support Amumu. And then with Sejuani out, Trundle is strong. His ult stealing stats from her is super strong. So those two came pretty quick. Then they picked into Rel and Camille, and Camille's like the only scaling anti-AD carry top laner. And at that moment with those three, I was like, guys, I think this is a Vayne angle. I don't know if my team's ever seen me play Vayne. There's another Vayne player in the league, nerds. But with I can E Camille out of her ultimate. I can also just survive it. And then against Rel and Sejuani, Vayne's like obvious. Blinding the AD carry into Kenny is a little scary. We banned him, we triple banned him, but they double banned me. So respect for the first people to not leave Kate in the game out of ego, thinking she's bad and then getting rolled by it. But yeah, the Draven came out and I was like, oh god, that was not something that I considered at all. So it's basically like, well, as long as we can survive laning, and luckily, they did the thing where like we have a strong lane, so we're gonna grow mid and kind of give the weak lane time to scale up, which is a thing that like we do on our end all the time. Also, I feel like it happens so often. And so there was probably a good like 6 minutes of that game that just escaped of me being free and not getting pushed out by what was the winning bot lane. So luckily that was the worst part of the draft for sure for us was the Draven counterpick into Vayne was real scary. And then Sylas, they're tanky, they're melee, they're slow, they have good ults, so it's good Sylas pick.
The early game was certainly not in the favor of Terracotta Gaming, and it was starting to get a little dicey there for a second. I liked the composition that you folks had, even though I had put my points on INT. Sorry, I'll admit it. You stripped me of my points as well, but I liked what you folks had put together in the draft, and then I just, the Draven matchup is, one thing, but Bo was doing a good job of moving the pressure around the map, and then in the end though, you guys came online. Rel built
Everfrost?
the Everfrost, for funsies.
I don't know if I ever saw it, but yeah.
Yeah, that was some new tech. That was some dark technology if I've ever seen one. So, so how did it feel, in this deficit or in the early game, and then when you were able to get that big quadra kill, would-be pentakill around the Drake and really solidify this game? What was your thoughts like in the early game, and once you're able to actually pull off this play? What were your thoughts and the communication during this play?
Yeah, I mean, so, the very, very beginning, there's a little miscommunication of like, oh, top gank, 2v2, wait, our top laner doesn't have cooldowns up. So that kind of happened. But overall, I mean, the communication was pretty good. We did a really good job, I think, of calling out like where we were potentially inting when people were like moving around the map, once we had already inted quite a bit. But again, like the early game, I was relatively unpressured considering that I was against a Draven. There was a lot of mid roaming, which left me like solo 1v1. And to be honest, level 6, Vayne doesn't necessarily lose to Draven 1-on-1, even if I'm not ahead. I can outplay. I mean, at one point, just hid in the bush, stealth roll out of the bush and E him into the wall. I had a shining Vayne mechanics moment of not a Vayne player, and I condemn flashed the Azir into the corner of the wall, and we killed them, and then came out on top of all that, and that felt good. And that was like a morale swing a little bit. And then that Drake fight happened, and as soon as they blew everything, and I just sat on the side of the fight and killed their whole team, and obviously the team helped, but I'm a Vayne, so that's what happens. And I kind of realized, like, yep, they can't kill me. Like, there's this team cannot get to me and kill me. Azir can't run in, Camille can't run in, Draven can't run in, or Camille can run in, but she'll die. She just gets CC'd and I stun her into a wall, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, just that finally, for Terracotta Gaming, they got the enemy team Vayne on their team. So shouts out to you, Iron Tower, in this play. Finally, not a Caitlyn one trick. It's good to see you branch out.
We won the first game on Ezreal, also not a champion that I play, but yeah,
there you go.
Mostly a Caitlyn one trick.
All right, let's keep an eye out and see if they can actually pressure you, see if they can bait you into showing a couple other picks. If they manage to go the route of banning you out, we'll be interested to see how that turns out. And Terracotta Gaming now breaking the tie and separating themselves from In the Trees at 7-2. So congrats to Terracotta Gaming, congrats to Iron Tower. Thanks again for the interview. And before we step away, last opportunity. Any final thoughts? Any shout outs? Any banter you hadn't had an opportunity to get onto the desk?
Yeah, I don't know. How do I vote the guy off the team that owns the team? That can't steal my pentas anymore. It's just
sounds. Talk to the Players Association. There must be a bylaw for this.
Yes,
right.
The TG Union.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Thanks again for the interview, Iron Tower. Congratulations. And folks, we're gonna take a short break. We'll be back with our third game tonight, so don't go anywhere.